When I was first learning how to be a biologist, probably the first thing I learned how to do was to keep a field log. And we used to write them down in journals back in the day. And so now I keep my field log as videos, and I want to share those. That's why I started the Natural Farming Field Notes, so they had a place to teach others how to start to see the patterns in nature. It's been feeling like a change of weather lately. It's South Pacific, wet season, summer, hot, wet, and muggy. And this grass here, this elephant grass, was growing over my head. And it was thick and lush and green, and it's not anymore. You can see how we're starting to get a lot of mulch. Plants are starting to turn yellow. They've gone to seed. By the way, if you're using elephant grass, guinea grass as fodder, it's a high protein grass. So see, everything's starting to kind of turn yellow back there. Let's do a zoom. I don't have a smooth zoom, sorry. You can see the taller ones there in the back are turning yellow and falling down. These were cut shorter most recently, and so they're not as tall. And even those, this batch, you can see the difference in the two crops. Oh, maybe if I scroll out. Hello, Mr. Spider. I'm going to scroll out now. You're probably not in focus. Okay, so there's this greener level right about there, and then the taller stuff, that didn't get cut. This part got cut, so it started growing up. But you can see even in this greener part, it's turning yellow too. Now, it isn't because it stopped raining, because I felt this change in the weather, but it was raining all night last night, pretty much all night, and it rained yesterday, and right now it's overcast. It's clearing a little bit, but it's overcast. You can see the mackerel skies. That means something's changing. It's going from good to bad or bad to good. But yeah, the overcast and lightning right now. Trying to claim back this property. And the other thing I want to show you, I don't want you to look at my fake linoleum that got pulled out. Need to find a good way to eliminate it. But when I came back 6 months ago, this is a massive noni tree, taller than the roof of the bungalow. Okay, when I came back, all the fruits were tiny little. Even when they were getting ripe, they were like this size. The big ones were maybe this. That would be a huge one when I first came back, and I thought, that's not how this used to be. And so I gave it a little input action, and now the light is kind of bad. Let me go around. Now you can see how big these are getting, and there's a lot of them, and they're falling everywhere, and it needs to be pruned out. So the idea is to take off the tall stuff, and because we put antennas and solar panels on that. Natangura, that's the thatch, comes from a palm tree. So we'll leave these outgrowing ones. It can take up some space, but I want to keep it off the deck and off of this picnic table. I mean, Not only is that nasty, if you know noni, you know how noni smells. Yeah. It's pungent out here and not in a good way. So take these uprights out, let the sprawlers sprawl. So we're gonna have to probably cut it right here. And there's a dead wheelbarrow. It wasn't cared for, so it can't be moved. It'll crumble. Yeah, and there's one other place. Well, when I've noticed there's always these world's smallest lilikoi passion fruit. And all of a sudden they're going to fruit. Look at all those little fruit. And there's some ripe ones in here somewhere. Yep. So they're tiny, tiny, tiny. Let's pull this out to keep the seeds from spreading. I'm gonna have to burn it, I think. And then I noticed this morning too, actually this afternoon. This is the seed pods on this weed are turning brown and falling off. So these, and see back there, some dead fall. The weeds are starting to turn yellow and fall down. So even though it still feels like summer, it's hot and rainy, it's starting to look like fall. Yeah, you can see the morning dew. The sunlight is just starting to hit, and there's a haze in the air because that moisture is evaporating and basically creating clouds.